Hello and good morning, Tiny Tummy family. So my name is Jen Bailey. I'm a VSG athlete and thank you for being here. Number one, I really appreciate it. So this week I wanted to go over the risks and benefits of gastric sleeve, which is what I had in 2021. So I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy. It's how you call it. Um, but yeah, there's some things that can happen with it. Not saying it happens to everyone. Part of me, will I get a little like adjusted here? Just wanted to get like snuggly. Ugh. Okay. Blanky. Bam. So yeah, there's some pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages, things that can happen along the way, and some stuff to look out for, but I'll go over them and, let you know some of the things that I have or have not had to deal with, and we'll go from there. We'll start it out with the things that are not so great. The 4 common disadvantages or the cons of VSG surgery. So take these as however you may, but for me, they weren't really like so awful that I was like, no, I can't have the surgery. Number 1, it's not reversible. They remove 80% of your stomach, like clip, 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 staple, seal, pull it out. So it's gone. Once it's done, it's done. But a downside of it is you can stretch your stomach back out over time. It happens, like, I know when we get this surgery and our stomach's like 2 to 3 ounces, like that's how much it can hold. When I asked the surgeon about it, I'm like, how big can stomachs really get? And he's like, I've seen them as big as like a football size. So imagine that like inside your body. Mine wasn't that big, but they can go that large, at least, from what he's seen in his experience. So our stomachs stretch. We don't start out with that big a size when we're babies. We stretch it out over time, and the same thing can happen post-surgery. So, that's us. We have to do our jobs after we get this surgery to not have it stretched like that. Obviously, it is going to be a little bit bigger, maybe a half a cup, a cup's worth of size, but that's normal. Number 2, complications. There can be complications through this, whether the staple didn't seal all the way, and then all of a sudden, after surgery, something's a little off and you have leakage from that. They have you take little sips of water through like a medicine cup, and you're not even chugging that thing, you're sipping it. It does feel a little weird at first, but they'll know if something's wrong, and they're constantly watching you. But yeah, you can get a leak and they have to go back in and fix that. It doesn't always happen, but it is something that's out there. It's not crazy, I guess. Number 3, nutrition deficiency. We have to take vitamins for the rest of our life. This is a long-term thing. It's not like a Debbie Downer, like, I have to take vitamins. Most people take vitamins every single day, whether they take 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. For us, there are certain ones we have to take, and I take them 1, 2, 3, 4 times a day. So it's fine. You stagger them out. They taste delicious. And that's just because we're not getting enough nutrients from what we're eating because we have such a small stomach. So that wasn't considered like a real disadvantage to me I just knew going in, okay, this is something I have to do. It works. But yeah, we have to take them. Have to. There's just not enough we're going to get from the foods, from the protein shakes, from anything that's going to make up for the small stomach that we have. So number 4, it's costly. So the surgery itself can be upwards of $14,000. If you have insurance, it can be a lot less. I know for us, I had Kaiser and I paid $15. That was my copay, and I was in and out. So that's just, and it was great. Like, everyone was amazing. The team was amazing, the doctors. So it's not like, oh, the $15 was like nothing and I had garbage people, because I didn't. It just, I was really lucky in the insurance, what they covered, what I had. So that can be definitely like a common issue with getting the surgery, is the cost of it, because it is so much. You are in the hospital. The anesthesia costs a lot. Being in there costs a lot. And if you have to be in there overnight or multiple days, that adds up real quick. Insurance does help with a chunk of that if you have it. So yeah, those are the 4 cons, disadvantages. So we'll go over them again real quick. Number 1, not reversible, but you can stretch out that tummy. Do your best, follow what they tell you, so we don't do that. Number 2, complications. Stomach stapling can create potential for leakage. What they'll do, it's a short-term thing. They go back in, they find the leakage, and they seal it. But they do all this stuff while they're in working on it anyways, to make sure you don't get that. So it does happen sometimes. Number 3, nutritional deficiency. We got to take those vitamins for the rest of our lives. It's okay. It's not a burden. It doesn't seem as like much of a con or a negative thing as it is in print. It's fine. We get through our days. And number 4, costly. Yeah, it can be a lot of money. So now we'll move on into the 4 common advantages of VSG, the pros, the good things, the awesomeness that comes from it. And for me, all the stuff that outweighs those other things, the risks that, could happen. So number 1, significant amount of weight loss and no rerouting of the intestines. I chose this surgery because I didn't want them to move my guts around. I wasn't a fan of having that extra part of your stomach sit and like hang out in there while your guts are rerouted. That wasn't for me. I would rather have the other one where they just pull it out, you're done, you move on with life. So yeah, and the weight loss happens pretty fast, and then you have to maintain it and do your job to keep it going. Number 2, early recovery. So most patients are released from the hospital within 72 hours. It just depends on what you have going on in, your particular situation. For me, I went in at 6 or 7, and it was like not too early in the morning, maybe 5, who knows, but I was out by 4:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, it wasn't a lot. I think it was later, because from what I can remember, it was just like a day of work kind of thing. I went in, they did the surgery, they had me walking shortly after waking up, and then they watched me, they had me walking a few more times. I had my little shots of water that I had to sip. I had to blow on that thing to make sure that my lungs were good. and I was out by 4:30, same day. So it depends on your situation and the things you have going on. But yeah, early recovery, boom, in and out. So that was great. Number 3, so the health benefits you can expect to improve or lead to the remission of obesity-related diseases. So we'll go over a few of those, but the surgery is super beneficial, not only in weight loss, but in all of these other things that, people have. Sleep apnea, asthma, reduced blood pressure, reduced cholesterol. You can improve your diabetes, improve painful migraines. Now, my migraines are hormonal. I get them once a month. It just happens for me. They improved a lot, like when I left retail, that was a big thing. But yeah, for me, I still get migraines, and it's not even a guaranteed once a month. Like I may skip a month where I'll get like a baby headache. But these things and more, this is just like a baby list, so I didn't have the full page taken over, but these things can improve or go away entirely from the surgery as you start losing weight, as your body gets healthier. And that's a really big deal. So, that's such a huge benefit. It outweighs the risk. I know I used to snore really bad before surgery. Like as I got heavier and heavier, I was just sawing logs. Didn't even realize it was happening, and I probably drove my husband crazy, but that was my body. Almost immediately within the first week of surgery, boom, that was done. And I haven't done it since. And I sleep so quietly now. Like sometimes he'll go and he'll be like, poke at me or listen really hard. Like, girl, you still breathing. So things happen. But I didn't have like diabetes or any of those other things. But, those can get helped. Number 4, the quality of life improves. It improves drastically. I can't stress that enough. Your energy levels, once you come off of like right after post-surgery. So your energy levels, as you start losing this weight, things start to skyrocket, and it's great. Your fitness levels, yes, we have to work on our fitness to help maintain this. The majority of sustaining this process is through what we eat, but we also have to incorporate activity in our life. So fitness, whatever works for you. If you love to just go and take walks, go take those walks. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the sounds of the birds. Do all of that wonderful stuff. Take your dog. If you enjoy Zumba, get out there. Move your body, have lots of fun with it. If you enjoy hiking, check out the trails, work those inclines. Like those things are going to be so awesome for you. And you're going to realize like, oh my gosh, what I wasn't able to do back then, or I'd be huffing and puffing for. Now you're almost to the top and you're barely out of breath, if that. So those things are amazing. Your level of confidence will absolutely be like through the roof. Not to say like, don't go out there and don't be, like, man, I'm amazing, blah, 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 because that's not what we do here. We are happy, wonderful people, but yes, we are confident in ourselves, in the skin we're in, your positivity. The sun is going to be shining and it's going to be great. Yes, like any normal person, we're probably going to have some days that aren't so great. But overall is what I'm saying is these like levels of positivity, confidence, energy, your fitness, all these things are going to be great. Your love life, if you've got that going on, total shift in it. I'm telling you, yes, There's things that are going to shift for the better, and it's gonna be wonderful. And I wasn't expecting that because things were already great for me. Even looking back, I'm like, how the sheer like logistics, how did we make that work? Because we're very different people, or sizes. We were. But yeah, love life is great, and confidence leads into that. So even with the loose skin, you're still going to feel so much better about yourself, because I think having that mindset of this is part of the journey. These are the things that I'm going through, in it. It's okay if you get the skin removal surgery later on, great. I would love to have that, but I think I want it a few years down the line because I want to be my absolute best when I get it. I've still got some work to do, but like if you pay attention to the BMI calculator, which they're not, I just don't think they're as great as they could be. But it says like for me, my towering 5'2" and my like 130 something ish, I'm normal, but also on the cusp of being overweight. So I'm within that range of a healthy BMI, but I know on my body, there's still things that are not where they should be. Like I carried a lot of my weight in my stomach. It's in my arms and in my thighs. So as I run and I do all this stuff, I'm getting more and more loose skin there. I want to tighten it up as much as I can and get rid of as much as I can before I go to surgery. So those are just things like for my particular situation. Somebody else may have amazing legs that they had their entire life and they just carried their weight in the center, and they're going to have their surgery for that, and they don't have to worry about the leg thing like I do. But we're all different. We're all in different stages of our journeys, and none of those risks outweigh the benefits, in my opinion, for the surgery. So, I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. There's things out there that could be, a little more worrisome for you because you have different situations than I do. Maybe you have one of these diseases that you're on the fence about, but definitely talk to your specialist. They go over all the great questions with you. But yeah, that was it. I guess today's kind of short. I wanted to do that little recap of the good versus the bad, and the bad outweighs all the goodness that comes from the surgery. So I definitely appreciate you hanging out with me. But yeah, let's go over that. So my Instagram, you can look up vsgathlete, or look on that, or you can just go and type in Jen_Bailey17. That's where I am on there. Follow along with all the fun stuff, the shenanigans, the things that I do. And on Strava, that's another free app. That's an activity app. And I'm on there just as Jen Bailey, and you can check out all the cool awesomeness that goes on with the activity levels. Oh my gosh. I'm training for the Los Angeles Marathon coming up in March. Tomorrow I have 17 miles I need to knock out. So staying hydrated, excited about that. But yeah, I hope you guys have had an amazing New Year's. Like, these holidays just came, they flew right past us, came and went. I had a good time, hung out with my little family here. We watched some movies together and watched some funny people on TV. That was great. And yeah, just celebrated with people that did fireworks, which, fireworks are great, but when you have mortars going off 2 houses away, it's a bit much. Especially when you have pets, so our dog was not a fan of it. And yeah, we woke up early. We woke up at 2 a.m. So tried to go to bed at 10. Did the New York New Year's, went to bed at 10, and then the baby nap through all the mortars and woke up at 2. So we were down in Pasadena and started off our New Year's with a 12.5-mile run. So we ran the parade route, got to see the floats, hung out with our amazing friends at Skid Row Run Club. That was super fun. Definitely will be doing that year after year. That was amazing. So yeah, I put 16 miles in on Saturday, 12.5 in on Monday, like 3 miles in on Tuesday, and then took the last couple days off. And I've definitely been hydrating so I can knock out those 17 tomorrow, but that's my life. So I love running. But yeah, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Feel free to peruse my stuff. Don't be sneaky and weird though. Say hello. I appreciate that, or, reach out. I will definitely cheer you along your journey as you go. But yeah, until next time, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for joining me on this. And until next Friday, sending light, love, and happiness. Bye.